Alright, what is going on, Mother Cluckers? My name's Lucas, and good evening. I am recording this on December 21st, so Merry Christmas. Hope you had a great holiday. If you don't celebrate Christmas, well then, Happy Hanukkah. This idea has just occurred to me as you're reading the title of the video. Let me position this a little better. Also, yeah, I got a Star Labs t-shirt today, which I love. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new Funko Pops. You can see one of them in the background. It's that one right there. It's Spider-Man Noir without his hat from Into the Spider-Verse. I also got the one with the hat because I couldn't decide on which one I liked better. I also got Korg, Dean with the First Blade, Deadpool with candy canes, Red Hood, Speedy from the TV show Arrow. She's got her sword. And of course, the awesome Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character. I also got this Infinity War ring. I love it to death. Looks awesome. It's got the different stones on the side. But anyway, back to the task at hand here. This video has just occurred to me. I really wanted to make this video, and to be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure why. But obviously from the title of the video, you know what it is if you clicked on it. So these are my top 5 guest characters in fighting games, because there has been a lot of fighting games that I have played. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Tekken, to name the top 3. And I have loved every single guest character that has been added to just those 3 games alone. So I thought that I would go through a list of 5 being the, I don't want to say worst, but, you know, 1 being the best, 5 being the not as good, I should say. Because they're not worse. It's a top 5 list. And it took a lot of time to decipher whether or not I was going to go from top 10 to top 5. I decided to go with top 5 because it's easier for me to decide. And also I'm going to provide some visual aids and all that stuff because, you know me, I love my photos and stuff. Yeah. So, I hope you agree with my list. If you don't, then comment down below some of your favorite guest characters in other fighting games. But number 5, I have the Ninja Turtles and Hellboy. Like, I could not decide whether or not I was going to put them separate or together. But I decided to go with together. The Ninja Turtles and Hellboy are the best guest characters in the Injustice series. Now, granted, there has only been 2 games, and the only guest character in the first one was Scorpion. But, you know, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, they're great guest characters, but they don't really belong in a fighting game that doesn't involve killing your opponent when they lose. You know, I played as Scorpion, I played as Sub-Zero in both Injustice games, and I had a lot of fun playing as them, but there was always that thought in the back of my mind saying, like, I don't think they really belong here, you know? But, I do have to say, though, that intro in Injustice 1 of Scorpion about to kill Sub-Zero, but then being teleported into the DC world, that was cool. That was a nice touch. But yeah, it was not really, it was good, but it was also not as good. But the number one spot for, or not number one, what am I doing? I haven't made a lot of top anything lists, so I'm kind of new at this. But the spot for number 5 goes to Hellboy and the Ninja Turtles, because these are 2 characters, well, I should say 5 characters, since there were 4 turtles, obviously. So these 5 characters were like the out of the blue, nobody saw it coming guest characters. And I love that when it comes to fighting games. Because you're always expecting nowadays, with a fighting game, guest characters from, say, another video game, or for Tekken 7, for example, Negan coming from The Walking Dead, which I thought was awesome. I can't wait to play as him. I'm actually looking at Tekken 7 right now, and it's a lot of fun. So if you want any gameplay of it, let me know down in the comments below. I may not even do that because, you know, mostly people enjoy watching online matches, and I suck at this game right now. So, you know, I'm getting better. But, you know, it's not really up to the standard of other people. But, yes, guest characters coming from TV shows or movies is awesome. It truly is. The Ninja Turtles and Hellboy are characters that you don't really see or picture in your head them fighting Batman or Superman or Darkseid, for that matter. Except for the one time where Batman teamed up with the Ninja Turtles in that one comic book series. I hadn't read it, and I'm not sure if I want to, but it would be something that I would be interested in reading. So that's what I got for number 5. Number 4, I have any horror movie character in Mortal Kombat. It started with Freddy Krueger in Mortal Kombat 9, then in MKX it bumped up to Jason Voorhees and Leatherface, and for that matter, Predator and Alien, which, holy crap, Mortal Kombat X was one of the most interesting game with involving guest characters, I should say. It was a very interesting game all in all, with the different variations, but adding in those 4 characters made it so much better. Because the whole point of guest characters is to drag people that are not normally a fan of fighting games, but like, I love the Friday the 13th movies, but I don't know that much about Mortal Kombat. Wait, Jason Voorhees is in Mortal Kombat? Well, shit, I'm gonna play that. Hell yeah, I'm gonna play as Jason. It sounds awesome. I mean, that's the whole point of guest characters. To bring other people from different genres to play the fighting game itself. Like, Noctis in Final Fantasy. I had no idea who he was. I had never played any of the Final Fantasy games, but I'll admit, his gameplay looked really interesting. Something that I may take a look at, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Alien, Predator, Jason, Leatherface, those 4 characters alone were a very big top 10 moment in Mortal Kombat X, in my opinion. I could be wrong, I could be, you know, but that's my opinion. Mortal Kombat X was a great game, but adding those 4 guest characters just made it so much better. You know what I mean? So, lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Number 3, You know, actually, I'm not ready to go to number 3. Well, actually, yes, I am. Sorry, I'm all discombobulated. I don't have a script, I don't have a list, so I'm kind of just spitballing here, or winging it, as most people will say. But number 3, I have Spawn being in MK11. Now, this has been a leak, and you know about the leaks, they're not entirely true. But Spawn being in MK11 would be awesome. The only other time that we got to see Spawn in a fighting game was Soul Calibur. And I was not old enough to understand Soul Calibur. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't even know who Spawn was or anything like that. But now that I'm all grown up, I know who Spawn is, and I saw him in Soul Calibur, it made me want to play that game. And speaking of Soul Calibur, Link being in a Soul Calibur game was a very interesting move, and I guarantee it brought Legends of Zelda players to play Soul Calibur for the sake of Link. As I mentioned, that's the whole purpose of guest characters. But Spawn being in MK11 is probably one of the most promising things that could happen in 2019. Because it has been rumored ever since ever since Mortal Kombat X, actually, that the people that own Spawn has given NetherRealm the permission to use their character in one of their fighting games. They didn't use him in MKX, they didn't use him in Injustice 2, so now is the perfect time to put him in MK11. And better yet, picture Spawn fighting like Michael Myers, you know? Because there is a Halloween movie that's very recent, and I'm 98% sure that they're going to put Michael Myers in as a guest character as well, because they have done it in MK9 again, and MKX. So in MK11, they're most likely going to add a horror movie character, and Michael Myers seems like on the top of the list for a horror movie character. A lot of people are saying It could be a character, which I'm not sure how much I'm looking forward to that. I guess I'll find out if it ever happens, but if it does, I'll find out how I feel about it after watching his gameplay. But so far, I'm kind of on the fence about it, because I am terrified of clowns, and there's no way in hell I'm watching the It movie. But it has been said that there's going to be a second It movie in 2019, maybe around, well, not maybe around the same time as MK11, but MK11's coming out in 2019, so, you know. Also, speaking of Hellboy, I just recently saw the trailer. How hyped are you for the new Hellboy movie? Because it looks really good. Sorry, I got off track. Number 2, in my opinion, is already been talked about way too much. But Akuma and Geese being in Tekken 7. Those two characters are amazing in their respected fighting games. And now we have the opportunity to pin them against each other. Akuma, Master of the Raging Demon, and Geese, Master of however that thing is called. The Repukin, or I don't think that's how it's called. I probably butchered it, and I can already hear you typing on your keyboards. I'm sorry. I don't know that much about Geese, but watching his gameplay in Tekken makes me want to play the character. So, that's all I have to say. And number one, I may be a little biased here, but I love The Walking Dead, and Negan being in Tekken 7 is probably one of the most shocking characters to be in a fighting game in a long time. And there have been some pretty interesting characters being added to fighting games, like the Ninja Turtles, like Hellboy, like Predator and Alien, you know, characters like that. Negan is definitely one of the characters where nobody was expecting it to happen, and they're ecstatic about it. Especially me. Like, I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I love his work, and him being, well, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I'm just going to call him Jeffrey, because I always say his full name. It's not really necessary. Jeffrey is not in the game himself. That would have been awesome. But the fact that one of his characters is going to be in a fighting game is really, really cool. I think it's amazing. I am really, really excited to play as him. He honestly cannot come any sooner. And I don't even know when he's being released. I don't think anybody does, except for, of course, the game developers. But, man, that is going to be amazing. I would love to see his combos. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. But, that is pretty much it that I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want more lists videos like this, let me know. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it again. If you agree with my list, let me know in the comments down below. But if you didn't, also put down the names of some of the characters that you thought were amazing in their respected fighting games that are guest or not. I want to hear your thoughts. But, yeah, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, click the bell icon to get notified when I upload videos, and I will see you mother cluckers in the next video. Bye!